Hi, this is Chuck McCall, and I'm about an hour southeast of Phnom Penh here in Cambodia. And I'm at a church that we planted several years ago, maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago. And the pastor has a great story. They've been functioning in this little building there. But we were blessed. There was a church in the United States, Eugene Christian Fellowship, that made a donation. It was actually a longtime friend of mine that was a builder, and he made a donation to construct this building. It's a nice lime green. You can't miss it as you're driving by. They chose the colors. But they have a beautiful building to meet in. And they've got a decent congregation. They have about 120. They have about 120 that they would consider part of their church. They have 15 cell groups in various villages around here. He has over 100 students that come to study English every evening in the buildings that are back behind us. And so New Life Fellowship of Cambodia has a vision to plant 500 churches in the next 5 years. And Pastor But Samadi is one of those apostolic pastors and leaders. And he's going to be planting dozens of churches in this area of this province. And so we'll just go in. When I come to our provincial churches during the worship service, what I look for is this: are the people connecting with God? Do they have their eyes closed? Do they seem to be trying to communicate with God in some personal way, indicating that they have a personal relationship with Jesus? Or do they have their hands in their pocket? Are they looking around, playing with their telephones or whatever? And so let's just go in and we'll join their worship for just a few minutes. I say that Jesus is in the house. I say the presence of God is in the house, and there are people that are connecting with Him. And they just finished a discipleship class, and I'm going to be preaching today about understanding about death and the afterlife, because this is the season where Cambodians, the 21-day holiday season where Cambodians are traveling all over the country to 7 different temples in order to give food to their deceased loved ones, the spirits of their deceased loved ones who are allowed to leave hell during this time. And they come around going from house to house, from temple to temple, really, looking for food. And if the ancestor, the descendants, do not go out and give food to them, well, they come and haunt them. And so there's a great fear that is going on, a great fear of death all over the world, as you know, but especially here in Cambodia, especially during this season. And the Cambodians are traveling. The road was just busy, just congested all the way out here for the full hour that we were coming out. People traveling, moving all over this country, going to 7 different temples in hopes that they're going to go to the right temple and they actually walk around the temple. They give the food to the monk, and the monk blesses it. And this happened from about 4 a.m. to about 6 a.m. And they walk around outside the temple, and they cry out the name of their loved ones, and they say, "I'm bringing food to you. And so here's some food. So please don't haunt me. Please don't come and do something bad against me and my family, because I'm giving you food during this season." And so they're bound by this, and they're restricted by this, and they live in the spirit of fear. And so today I'm going to preach the gospel of the kingdom of God, about death, about what happens to death, that we die once, and after that there's the judgment, and there's a resurrection of the righteous and a resurrection of the unrighteous. And the spirit of the Christian goes to be with Jesus immediately. The spirit of the unbeliever goes into Hades, and then Jesus is going to come back. There's going to be a resurrection of the dead, the righteous and the unrighteous, and the righteous are going to enter into heaven, receive a new body, and to live with him, and the unrighteous are going to be cast in the lake of fire. And so they can choose, but my goal is to try to give the Christians comfort that we have a sincere, genuine hope, and there's no need for us to fear death. But for unbelievers, I'm going to tell the story of Lazarus and the rich man. And for unbelievers, they die, they go to Hades. When Jesus comes back, they go to the lake of fire. And just as the rich man said, "Please go and tell my brothers," the same for us. That's going to be my message to them. You must go out and you must share the gospel with your family. You must share the gospel with your friends and neighbors, because there's only one way of true hope, and that's through faith in Jesus Christ. It's going to be a good day. New Life Fellowship of Churches, Cambodia.
Thank you.